Happy Thursday, everybody. We're going to continue our conversation on breakout and consolidation scans. Today, we're actually going to do a part 2 of yesterday's video on stocks that move sharply higher after a downward trend. Yesterday, we focused on a short-term downtrend, and today we're going to focus on a long downtrend. So before we get started, there is going to be a little bit of new information. For those of you that are familiar with the ADX indicator, we're going to be using that. For those that aren't, this is the average directional index indicator. It tells you about the strength of a trend, whether it's a downward trend or upward trend. It doesn't actually tell you whether it's an upward or downward trend. That is its complement, which is the DMI, which is the directional movement indicator. We're actually going to be using that indicator because we're going to be mapping out the downward trend for our long downtrends. So with that being said, we're going to go ahead and start our new scan from the dashboard. From here, you're going to make the first line, just type is stock, and we are going to do the same as yesterday, which is looking for the close to be for today to be greater than the close of yesterday, plus 10%. So 10% greater than yesterday's. So to do that, we're going to look at today's close to be greater than yesterday's close times 10%, which is 1.10. Okay. And then the other line, this is the new line that I was talking about. This is how we create our downward trend. We're going to be looking at yesterday's max. On the positive side, we want to see that yesterday's max plus directional movement. And this is automatically at 14, the last 14 days. So yesterday's max. And we're looking at the plus DI, like I said, it's automatically 14. We want to see that it is less than yesterday's minimum. Yesterday's minimum of the negative. Oops, let me make sure I'm spelling that right. Negative, or actually it's minus DI of 14, right? And so this looks all good. Oh, I also don't want to forget that we're looking at this over a 20-day period, so we want to add 20. Okay. All right, and let's go ahead and run the syntax to make sure that everything looks fine. And it looks like, let's see, where is the issue? Yesterday's max 20 plus, oh, parentheses, extra parentheses here. Okay, there we go. All right, let's run that again. See, there's the little things sometimes. All right, so let's run this scan. And we'll see there's 38 results, right? So I'm going to filter this out so that we don't get the penny stocks. And we're going to skip the first couple because they're a little pricey. But let's look at Kingsoft, KC. And we can see that this has been a long downward trend. It's been going since about February-ish. And so we can see, though, that it has finished. So here we can see it's an upward trend. It's moving up at about 12%. And if I couple this with other indicators, we might be able to find something a little nicer. Let's look at charge point, CHPT. Here we go. Here's one that actually is breaking out right now. You can see that it has crossed it's at 29.84. It's crossed the 20-day moving average. It's crossed the 5 and the 10 exponential moving average. And you can see that the MACD is positive, and it's the histogram is moving upward. The TSI is moving. It's crossed the line has crossed the signal. So this is definitely one that you could catch on an uptrend. You can see that the volume has it's jumped down here. So this might be a stock that you might want to consider investing in or trading. Let me make sure. Yeah, for trading, not for investing. And so I hope this was helpful. Next time we're going to be talking a little bit about sideways trends, and this one is really a flexible. This next one's going to be a really flexible scan. You're going to adjust it to what you're looking for. So I'll show you about that tomorrow, but hope this was helpful. Let me know what y'all think. Peace and love. Take care.